Hello everyone, I'm just doing a little overview for Dragon Quest Heroes. First off, let me just talk a little bit about this game and some of my opinions on it. This is a Dragon Quest spin-off designed from Koei, and it has some elements from Koei games, you know, the Warrior franchises, but it's more of an action RPG than it is a Warriors game. So if you're a Warriors fan, I do recommend it, but at the same time, you shouldn't fully expect the kind of experience you get from a Warriors game here, and I'll kind of go over reasons why later. This game basically plays like a RPG, an action RPG. It does have this kind of hub area where you're going to go in between each mission, but you're going to progress through a main story. Once you complete the main story, you're going to play the post game. You know, a lot of super bosses and stuff unlock once you beat the game, and they also have a variety of character quests that were added in Japan as DLC, but in the US version, they're all going to be on disc right out of the case, which is actually going to make the game experience much more enjoyable compared to the Japanese version, where we had to wait really long after we already beat the game to get this content. So the people who are playing the US version are definitely going to have a superior experience with this game compared to us Japanese importers and Japanese players who kind of had to sit around waiting for some of the best content in the game. Okay, so first let me just talk about the ship a little bit. We have your shops here. You have weapon shop. Every character has their own weapon type, except there are a few characters that use swords. You have your armor. All pretty standard stuff here. Over here you can receive letters. These are pretty much just random notes of, you know, thanking you or greeting you to other more important stuff like helping you progress certain side quests, and you get maybe getting certain rewards like costumes and stuff. Over here we have the accessories. Here you can create accessories, or when you create accessories you normally have multiple ways to create them. When you do it, like maybe there's a way where if you create them with rare materials it'll come out stronger, or you can create them with weaker materials but they won't be as strong. But you can power your accessories up here, usually by combining the two of the same accessory. You can give it a plus value. I don't know what the max plus value is. I'm probably assuming around 9 or something. I really don't know. I haven't spent a lot of time upgrading accessories, but you can upgrade there and you can create there. Here's the metal shop. The metal shop has a variety of interesting items. Some of, like, as far as weaponry, the weapons are really strong when they're first available, but they will become outclassed later in the game. And one thing about medals is they're limited. You can only get so many medals in a playthrough, so you may not want to spend them on just any random thing unless you really feel it's necessary or you just really want it. And you know, as for the weapons, I never really spent it on the weapons. I mostly spent them on materials. You can get materials here fairly cheap and reasonable, and it helps you when you want to craft a specific accessory to just buy the materials you need instead of trying to grind them. So that's mainly what I spent my medals on. You also have like some armor. You do have some accessory books here, different stuff like that. So I usually spend my medals on stuff related to accessory crafting. I find that the best way to use them, as the equipment will eventually become outdated. Over here we have kind of your little achievement center. This will kind of keep track of little achievements you do, like beating a boss, beating a rare enemy, or collecting so much of something. You can kind of click on the trophy when it's blinking and it'll give you a little reward, maybe like medals or whatever, or maybe an item. It just depends. The rewards are kind of random. Here we have like this keeps track of how many of each type of monster you've defeated. Once you defeat a certain amount, you can claim a coin. So let me try to find where I haven't claimed. So I can claim a coin here. Some of the enemies are very easy to defeat the max amount of, and other enemies can be incredibly difficult, like the rare enemies, or I don't think there's bosses in here. No, there's not really bosses in here, but there's a lot of really rare enemies here that you may only fight like one or two of a map, if even that. So you have everything from extremely easy to kill frequent enemies to extremely rare enemies. Over here we have the quest area. You can accept quests. These range anywhere from just fetch quests to actual story character quests, and some is like kill a certain amount of enemies, stuff like that. You know, standard fare quests. The most interesting ones being the character quests. Those are usually both really fun, challenging, and involved. I can't really show this off right now because I already beat all the quests, but yeah, you can like accept quests, cancel quests, or redeem them. Pretty straightforward. Next, over here we have the priest lady. She saves the game, and you can restore your healing crystals over there. Over here we have the tavern area. This is where you can switch your characters once you get them. You can have up to 4 characters in your party, and the main character you pick at the start, either the male or the female, must stay in your party at all times. You will get the other character that you don't select as your main one, but they can be removed from your party. They're not forced in your party. This is the complete roster in the game, including Pizarro, who is a DLC character, or DLC in a Japanese version, but he will be on disc in the English release. You have to complete a certain quest that appears about midway through the game to get him. Okay, so let me just wrap up this first part here, and then I'm gonna go into the gameplay mechanics in the second part.